by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
$5,000 sign-on. That's right. My friends at Cordell Transportation are now hiring experienced Class A CDL drivers with excellent work history. If that's you, apply now. Cordell Transportation offers home daily dedicated lanes, no-touch freight, and brand new equipment, plus a $5,000 sign-on bonus paid over 18 months, paid orientation, and company 401k with company match. Apply online at CordellTransportation.com. Cordell Transportation, driven to succeed.
Hungry for a great time, maybe some great food? Then come on down to your neighborhood Submarine House. Try our oven-toasted deli subs, our mouth-watering salads, pizzas, appetizers, and more. And wash them down with a unique selection.
Wright State Basketball has a new radio home on 1410 ESPN Radio and 101.5 Hank FM. Don't miss the Raiders all season long with Chris Collins and Jim Brown on the call. For tickets to upcoming home games, visit WSURaiders.com.
You have empty office space to fill or home office to create. You know what you need. You know what you'd like. But you also have a pretty good idea after you've shopped around the usual places what you need and what you like might not happen. Well, then you haven't been to Charles Larrick's Warehouse Outlet. Nobody has their selection. Nobody has their discounts. And every week, there's something new. If you need office furniture, Larrick's Warehouse Outlet can sell it to you for half the price and below manufacturer's selected prices. Half price and below on hundreds of items. Selection from budget to the best. Really, desks from $50 to $5,000. Filing cabinets from $25 to $500. Before you go anywhere else, do yourself a favor and come to Larrick's Warehouse Outlet. With 25,000 square feet of selection, you're not going to go anywhere else. Larrick's Warehouse Outlet at 23 McOil Avenue, Dayton. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6. Larrick's, continuing the tradition.
Boost Infinite's new wireless technology gives you 3 networks for the price of 1 and better service at a lower price. Visit boostinfinite.com. That's boostinfinite.com. Boost.
Everybody, welcome in. It's the Kinner and Kev show right here on Dayton's ESPN radio station, 1410 Wing AM. Mr. Kev Nash, happy Friday.
Peace. What up, though?
People are like, I'm an idiot, Kinner. It's Tuesday. No.
No.
Y'all chumps, it's Tuesday. But for Kev Nash and I, it's a Friday. So, actually, not really. I mean, technically, no show until the new year after today. However, I'm stuffed. I still have to work.
Yeah.
Stuff to work. You know,
write her up, baby.
There's things to sell. There's that. There's a lot of things that people complain to me about my takes on certain things, but I actually had someone go off on me on the Facebook page yesterday because they were pissed off about the Christmas music. Yeah. Now, you don't have to be the most jolly person in the world. Are you a Christmas music individual? Do you listen to Christmas music?
I do not. But I don't hate it.
So I do. I love listening to Christmas music around this time of year.
Have a holly jolly Christmas.
Nora hates it. So when we start putting up decorations around the house, I'm listening to Christmas music. So we meet halfway. She at least puts country Christmas music on. I'm like, oh, it's fine. I like country music. I like Christmas music. It's a win-win. I'm all about making the wife happy.
What did they say to you on the Facebook page?
That the jingle was annoying, so I make sure I used it again to kick off the show. I'm a horrible host because, you would think that, most hosts need to do, what the listeners want, and I'm horrible. This is why I've always said, too, I'd be a horrible owner of a restaurant or something because I don't believe in the customer's always right. I'm like, I think it sounds Christmassy. Ho, ho, ho. Scrooge. What are we doing here? Anyways.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Scott Campbell says, happy holidays, everybody.
Same to you,
Scott. I got you. All right, but excited to be with you guys here on a Tuesday, even though it is our Friday nonetheless. But excited to be with all of you guys here today. Got a lot to dive into. We're going to open up the show with a little cap or no cap. So excited about that. That's how we'll get the show kind of underway here today. But if the NFL season ended today and you had to name an NFL coach of the year, who would it be? We'll get to that coming up around the corner. Plus, Ohio State, Michigan. It may sound like a weird question, but when you break down the variables of what a loss would mean for each team, which team desperately needs a win more to close out their season? Michigan or Ohio State? That is what's coming up around the corner as well. Plus, we're going to go bowling.
Strike.
Not at poking. Although, if we were to go bowling, poking is where you should go bowling. Shout out to Mr. Joe Poking, by the way. But we're going to go bowling coming up later on in the show because we're going to highlight some of the top bowl games out of the Big Ten because Big Ten bowl games officially kick off coming up this weekend.
Love it.
So there is that. But it's time for a little cap or no cap.
It's time for everyone's favorite segment. Cap or no cap?
Shaw says, by the way, he's back in the comments section.
What?
He did show up to Frickers this past week for the Sunday morning show, by the way. And I warned him. I said, hey, man, like we about sent a wellness check on you. Like disappeared. But Shaw, that's a Merry Christmas, fellas. Hope you all have a wonderful New Year.
Happy holidays.
Ugh, Shaw being nice. Ugh. You too, Shaw. Appreciate you. I really do. People think I hate him. I do not. So Rick on Facebook says, I agree with you. The customers aren't always right. I've always hated that phrase as well. See, there are very good people out there like Rick. Good for you, Rick. Ron Howard says, you guys still doing the tailgate show? Yes, Ron. In fact, we have to every Sunday.
Pull
Where
up.
have you been? Ron's he waits for us to go up north, but we rarely go up north. We should change that. Sales team, get us up north.
You are the sales team, Kenner.
Many capes. Oh, by the way, hold up. It's time for cap or no cap.
It's time for everyone's favorite segment. Cap or no cap?
All right, let's try this again, shall we? It's the Kenner and Kevin show here on 1410 ESPN Radio. Cap or no cap? Let's get things rolling.
All right.
Speaking of Ron, shout out to Ron, by the way. Baker Mayfield. How about that performance? 350 plus yards or whatever. Completed 31 of 36 passes. I mean, just unbelievable. 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Baker looks like Baker. There's a lot about what you get with Baker Mayfield. A lot of really, really good. Not a lot of terrible this year. He's actually been fairly consistent. But cap or no cap, Kev, Baker Mayfield will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback in 2024.
No cap. They're going to win the division. They're going to go to the playoffs. They're going to run it back with Baker.
I think so as well. I think it's just because they have a lot of talent right there. And Baker's not an expensive quarterback. I think Tampa could take advantage of the NFC being down right now. And, of course, that can shift very quickly, right? But I think that you have a very, very good quarterback. Is he top 10, maybe fringe? I'd say he's not top 5. You don't have an elite level quarterback, but you have a quarterback that is very serviceable and you can win you a lot of games. I think if they invest that, instead of going out and trying to invest in a big name quarterback, I think you can get by with him, you have elite offensive weapons right now, fine tune that run game and offensive line a bit, put the rest of that money on that defense. And I think Tampa can continue being a threat moving forward. But I picked them to win the division. I think you
I had
picked
the
Saints, which was fair because I was like, it's going to come down to who's the better quarterback. Carr, big picture, is better than Baker, but Baker has been better than Carr this season. And obviously no Michael Thomas and Kamara and all that weird stuff. The Saints just not.
Well, let's be clear. Michael Thomas hasn't played in the last 3 to 4 years. So we can't keep saying, well, they don't have Michael Thomas. Well, Drew Brees didn't have Michael Thomas.
Last 3 quarterbacks there.
So Jameis didn't have Michael Thomas. But to the Buccaneers situation, if they're able to win the division, their biggest question mark in the offseason, I don't think even is Baker. I think that's like a no-brainer that you bring Baker back. The question is about Mike Evans. What do you do with him? Because he's going to demand big money. Are you going to pay him that big money? Are you going to try to trade him and try to go move up in the draft and get some young receivers and stuff like that? So I think Mike Evans is the biggest question mark for that team, not Baker.
Yeah, and there's good receivers in this draft. I don't think the Bucs will be in position to get a Marvin Harrison Jr., but if they did, more power to them.
Wow.
Look, we know Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be a hot commodity come the draft, and we could talk about him right now. And I've heard people say, well, he'll be in that mid-first rounder, top 10, mid-first round. Or I'm sorry, they keep saying he's going to be a for sure top 10 guy. But the bottom line is, I could see him not dropping because he's not good. There were a lot of really good wide receivers last year, too, that we thought were going to go very, very early and drop back because people get obsessed with quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. There are quarterbacks that we're not talking about right now that'll be moved into the first round conversation. That'll be because everyone's going to panic, right? Then you have your pass rushers and all that stuff. I'm just saying, keeping the Marvin Harrison Jr. thing, I don't think he's going to go as high as people say, but it's not because I don't think he's as good either. But we'll end up seeing what happens. Everyone drools over quarterbacks. That's really what it's going to come down to. But yeah, I think Baker will be there. Now, Shaw says cap. Shaw, why? I'm just asking, I could see the Bucs just trying to rebuild everything. They could move on from all the receivers and Baker and just say, hey, we're going to draft a rookie quarterback and build around him moving forward. But at the same time, Baker's not a bad option to go with. He's kind of like what's the quarterback for the Seahawks? I know he didn't play last night. He's kind of like Geno. Good enough to win some games with, but you're not going to marry him long term. We'll see what ends up happening.
It's a lot of good receivers as well, even if they decide to move off of Mike Evans. I mean, obviously Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors from LSU, Ron Maduzier from Washington, Keon Coleman from Florida State, Johnny Wilson from Florida State. I mean, there's a ton of good wide receivers that are first round caliber wide receivers that they can go out there and get.
All right, cap or no cap, Kev. Giving somebody a Christmas gift is more enjoyable than receiving a Christmas gift. Cap or no cap?
Cap. Give me a good gift. Give me something good. I'm going to give you something good. You know what? I'll push because I do like the joy of putting a smile on someone's face. Me and my brother still enjoy buying each other's gifts and trying to figure out something that one of us doesn't have that's going to like, oh man, I didn't even think of that. Like, so I still get that joy. A lot of other people that I buy gifts for are kind of just like, all right, I know that you kind of like need this, so I'm going to make sure you have this. My mom will make sure she has X, Y, and Z. My wife, like, hey, you buy whatever you want anytime you want. So I Christmas shop for her like in July because, hey, you want these pair of shoes? Fine. I'll buy them now and you can put them on ice until Christmas. But I still do get that joy out of getting my brother something very cool for Christmas, and he feels the same way about me.
Yeah, I hate when the family does this when we were, hey, what do you want for Christmas? If you love me, you'll know what to get me. Stop asking me what I want. I hate that. Now, I just ultimately tell them just gift cards, and we'll talk about more of that later in the show. But like at the same time, as far as I'm concerned, when people send me what they want for Christmas, I never get them what they ask for. However, I've never gotten anyone a bad gift. Does your family classify you as a good gift getter, if that makes sense? Okay.
Yes.
So do I. My mom, everyone. My mom always sends me, hey, we're really looking for something like this or whatever. I never get them what they ask for, but it's not because I'm being rude. I'm a very creative individual, and I usually come up with something pretty good.
Okay.
I usually come up with something pretty good.
So what'd you get me?
I'm going to pay off that bet.
One of these days.
So, by the way, we work with a couple Michigan people. And for those on the live stream, Shaw, we got you something. Regifting. We'll talk about that a bit. But we're going to regift some of this Haze and Blue IPA, all right? But shout out to Benjamin Chimera. He brought in a lot of very nice Christmas gifts for everyone. I don't know what we did to him, but he gave us the Haze and Blue New England IPA.
I won't be drinking that.
The drink of losers.
Cheaters.
The official drink of cheating. It does say you got to be careful, though. Some of the side effects are you might have the urge to cheat or something like that. I don't know.
And wear khakis.
Yeah. And cry
binoculars.
And cry a lot. But, yeah. All right. So giving somebody a Christmas gift is more enjoyable than receiving a Christmas gift. My favorite thing about Christmas is actually I love trying to surprise people. I love trying to get them something that they weren't expecting. So I love that. If I get a gift, great. It's not a big deal, but I don't know. I just love surprising people with stuff. So there you go. I'm a great human being. Not you, Kev. You're selfish. Selfish.
I pushed. I just want a good gift in return. Like, I do feel like, hey, if I thought of something very nice to get you, I better be getting that same thought process in return.
Oh, yeah.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Look what I got you. Great, isn't it? Now, what did you get me?
There's always that stress, too, where you have some of those extended family members where you're like, I hate when we get a gift from someone that we didn't get something for, but it's like you're usually not in the line of traditional people that we'd get a gift for.
Right.
So then, but you also don't want to text people, hey, are you getting us something for Christmas? Because then that just sounds like, what are you getting us for, or, oh, man, they're expecting us to get them something. This is why my wife hates Christmas, is that she hates the stressful part of that stuff. Oh, well, they spent this much on us, and they spent this much on them. And it's like, that's why siblings, nope, we're no more. Christmas stinks from that perspective, nonetheless. All right, let's talk about something more joyful. The Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback situation.
Thanks, Kenner.
The Steelers quarterback in 2024 will be the Steelers starting quarterback in 2024 will be a rookie. Cap or no cap?
Cap. It's going to be Kenny Pickett. And the reason why it should be Kenny Pickett is because they will have a new offensive coordinator and a new system. And to be fair to Kenny Pickett, they didn't get this back half of the season to see what he looked like without Matt Canada calling the plays. He got injured and had to have ankle surgery and all that type of stuff. So they'll have a new offensive coordinator. And I think next year we'll see if Kenny Pickett has it or not. And a lot of people don't already think he doesn't have it. And some of those people may be in this room. One has their hand raised. So I think it's only fair to give him an opportunity to prove that he's not with a new OC.
And I'm just not patient. And I just like in the NFL, can you think of a quarterback that started out like Kenny Pickett that just blew up?
Josh Allen.
But he wasn't terrible.
Yes, he was.
Not Kenny Pickett terrible.
Yes, he was. He was worse.
Statistically?
Yes. Go look at those interceptions. I mean, we talk about his interceptions now.
Just the interception. But like the
and
passing
yards
per game and everything was higher.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to argue. Look, it's the holidays. I have no bad mood in my
Josh
body.
Allen was bad. Very bad.
Let's look that. We need a producer. Where's our stat guy? Oh, we don't have one. But no. Fine, that's fair. But actually, that is a good example of a quarterback that did not come into the league looking like a superstar that developed into one. But the blueprint is usually not that. Let's just put it that way. However, as a Browns fan, I approve the Steelers' continued stubbornness of the Steeler way that continues to get in their way. Just saying. All right, cap or no cap, Kev? Gift receipts should only be provided for clothing items during the holiday season for gifts.
Cap should always include a gift receipt unless it's cash.
But why?
Because if the person don't like it, they should be able to take it back.
Screw them.
Oh.
If I get you something and it's not
I
clothes,
thought this was the holiday season.
No. I spend my hard-earned a little bit of money that I make here at WING to get you a gift, and you want to return it? You want to return it? You give it back to me. I'll return it. I'll get my money back. I ain't gonna give it to you. You go get something that you really, really want.
And that is why you give cash or you give gift cards.
Or just be grateful, jerks. How about that? You ever think about that? Ho, ho, ho.
So you have a whole bunch of Christmas gifts in your house that is taking up space that you didn't want, but you didn't have the gumption to take it back.
Yes. Oh, that's rude. In fact, there are certain gifts that when people come over, we specifically put out just so like, yeah.
Are you? I thought that was only in the movies.
No, it's very respectful.
No. No. There is nothing in my house that I don't want. If I don't want it, it's out of here. It's out of here. Why do we have it? Get it out. To the dumpster it goes. To the donation bin it goes. To the recycling bin it goes. The Play-Doh closet it goes.
Speaking of that, I'm late on my Rumpke payment. I need to call Rumpke. Remind me when I'm done here. Rumpke's been calling me all day. Hey, where's your payment? My bad.
Uh-oh.
Well, they're a pain in the ass. I didn't have my damn ID the other, not ID, but the what you would call it, number. And they wouldn't let me pay unless I had that. And I said, I'm in the car. I don't have time to lean back and get it. I was like, it doesn't matter. I was like, I'm giving you the address. I want to pay it. Well, you can't. I go, is there a fraud going on? Remember that practical joke that time I paid your bill for you? Hope you recover. I mean, that's the dumbest thing. Rumpke, shame on you. But why are we talking about Rumpke? Because you said recyclables and other stuff. But yeah, so cap or no cap, gift receipts should only be provided for clothing items. I give gift receipts for clothing items because if it doesn't fit, sometimes a large in one brand of clothing is different than a large in another. So I always provide the gift receipts there. I do not provide gift receipts for any other gift that I give out. I do have those, though, so that if they do have enough respect to call me and say, hey, don't really like it, want to take it back, okay, give it back to me so I can return and get my money back, you know?
You talked about something a little bit ago about, kind gestures, like talking about somebody paying your Rumpke bill for you. You ever see those stories? They're mostly on the Today Show where they talk about somebody that's a billionaire and they just go into the bank one day and decide to pay off people's mortgages and things like that. How come that can't happen to me and you?
Because I don't think those things actually happen.
Really?
I think it's all PR stuff. No, if they do happen, I mean, we're just,
Hey, Elon.
Yeah, I try not to say anything bad about Elon on the old Twitter machine.
Holla at me, man. Holla at me. It's not even that much. Trust me. You got it.
Let's see. David Shaw says, hooray, beer.
Yeah, one of these days.
Ron Howard says, it's the last show of the year. Your top 10 times you were wrong this year.
Well, I know the number one when the Browns lost to the Steelers and I hadn't got my bet paid off yet for my beer. It'll be 2024 before I even get that beer, by the way.
Will you be physically in the building at all between now?
No.
Oh, damn. You're like a real vacation.
No, I'm out of here. It's the staycation. I'm going to be at the house. And guess what? I'm not checking my email either.
Well, when I do give you that beer, don't expect a damn gift for sure.
Make
What
sure
up,
it's cold.
Rose says, what up and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Let's see. We got Larry Weaver. There should be an NIL cap, otherwise college recruit. Larry, first of all, I'm not downing your opinion, but holy crap, that came out of left field. So Larry Weaver, we'll get back to your opinion because we're going to talk about that coming up here in just a little bit. Let's see, a couple more. Shaw says, giving is always better than receiving. That's what he was talking about.
Family show.
He was talking about the cap or no. I just didn't read the
Family show, man.
Good to know, Shaw. Thank you. But yes, that was from the cap or no cap earlier. When I said giving somebody a Christmas gift is more enjoyable than receiving a Christmas gift. I was more friendly, family friendly with my words than he was with his. Shocker, though. All right, folks, it's the Kinner and Kev show here on 1410 ESPN Radio. We'll step away for a few moments. Let's open up those phone lines. 518-1410, 518-1410. Chad Kinster says, Merry Christmas, fellas. Right back at you, Chad. Steve Stetler said, man, everyone in the Christmas spirit. Merry Christmas to you guys and your family. Right back at you. Mr.
Same
Steve
to
Stetler.
you. Same to you.
Tyler Fife. Mr. Fife. He says, Merry Christmas, y'all, and a big old hoo day. Damn it. I got to start proofreading these things. I mean,
No, you won't get that out of me because we play on Saturday at 4:30, but happy holidays.
But, I saw you guys made a quarterback change.
Thanks for the reminder.
And for the Christmas spirit, Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer. I mean, Mason Rudolph going to get the start coming up this
Hey,
weekend.
man, that's how bad it is. That's how bad it is.
All right, it's the Kinner and Kev show, 1410 ESPN Radio. We'll be right back.
It's the Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash on 1410 ESPN Radio.
Now's the time to get a great deal on Kubota construction equipment, featuring durable Kubota engines, more comfort, more productivity, more get it done right. The Kubota construction lineup shows up ready to work every day. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 36 months. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
Stop by Columbus Equipment in Columbus, Dayton, or Toledo to see our full line of Kubota construction equipment, or check us out online at ColumbusEquipment.com.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I don't know what I want to do. I'm just not sure that college is right for me.
Have you considered a career in dental assisting? I love my job as a dental assistant. I have flexible work hours, the money is good, and I get to work in a professional, people-oriented dental office. What I really love about my job is knowing that I give people a healthy smile.
For more information about becoming a dental assistant, contact your high school guidance counselor. Or if you are no longer in school, talk to a dentist in your community or visit ODA.org. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
If you need new roofing, siding, or gutters, skylights, or patio enclosures, if you're a homeowner or business and need someone you can trust, don't take a chance. Enhance with Lance. Lance Roofing and Siding in Fairborn has been satisfying customers since 1993 and hold an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Lance Roofing and Siding, 8460 Dayton Springfield Road in Fairborn. Call for a free estimate at 864-2722. That's 864-2722 or online at lanceroofing.com.
At Harley-Davidson of Xenia, the atmosphere is positively electric as we look to the future. Our name may have changed, but Harley-Davidson of Xenia has been locally owned since 1984. Under our new management, the staff and store are buzzing to get you set up for the open road. Whether you're shopping for merchandise, a new bike, or just need some maintenance on your current ride, Harley-Davidson of Xenia is here for you. Visit us online to learn more and to place a reservation on your new bike. hdofxenia.com.
Need legal help? We can help. Hi, this is Mike Foley, your Montgomery County Clerk of Courts. Have you heard about our new help center? It's located at the Montgomery County Courthouse, providing legal information and forms. And we also share programs and resources that may be available to you. Let us help you navigate the court system. Visit us online at courthouse2u.com for more info.
Hey, Cordell Transportation is now hiring experienced Class A CDL drivers, excellent pay, benefits, and a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Apply right now online at CordellTransportation.com. Do it right now. Driven to succeed.
You know, I grew up hearing that women are bad with money, but like many of you, I spent years paying bills, managing checking accounts, and taking care of my family. So turns out women are pretty good with money after all. And now I'm taking control of my financial future by saving for retirement. It's never too late to start, and there's a great website to help you. Check out WeSaySaveIt.org and jumpstart your retirement savings on your budget and your timeline. That's WeSaySaveIt.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
A holiday message from Jackson Hewitt.
'Twas the yikes before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring, except Larry. See, the stockings weren't hung by the chimney with care, 'cause Larry's wallet was empty with no time to spare. So he went to Jackson Hewitt for a holiday loan, got money so fast he rejoiced and went home. Avoid the yikes before Christmas. Go to Jackson Hewitt before it's too late. Get up to $1,000 fast, minus the wait.
Early refund advance offered to eligible clients. Application required. Finance charge applies. Loans by Republic Bank. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
With more ways than ever to connect to news and entertainment, did you know that 90% of new car buyers want the tried and true AM/FM radio option? That's because your local radio stations are reliable, trustworthy, and bring you a local connection that can't be replicated. Not to mention, we are free, no subscription or cellular data required. More than 80 million Americans each month depend on AM for their news, weather, and entertainment. Visit wearebroadcasters.com and tell us how you depend on AM.
What will you find at Macy's Backstage? How about the perfect holiday gifts $25 and under, like matching family PJs, fragrance sets, toys, and more. Find the latest trends, new arrivals, and great prices at a Macy's Backstage near you.
All right, everybody, we welcome you back. It's the Kinner and Kev Show right here on 1410 ESPN Radio. Wright State basketball, we have that coming up for you later on tonight. 6:45 pregame coverage begins. 7 o'clock the tip-off. Wright State taking on Miami of Ohio. Wright State's won the last 4 matchups, and they desperately need a win here in the non-con with conference play coming up around the corner. I said their record's on the indictment of who they are. They played a challenging non-con, but they just have yet to get it right. Like, people keep trying to poke fun and say, what happened? I thought you said they were going to be really, really good. They are. They're going to be just fine. Coach Nagy teams, I mean, that year that they won their first NCAA tournament win in program history. They were god awful in the non-con. Not that I sound like a Bengals fan now. Oh, who cares? We're crap in September, but blah, blah, blah. Obviously, they need to be better, and everyone associated with the program tells you they need to be better right now, but I ain't panicking by any means. But Miami of Ohio in town tonight, a good non-conference matchup. Looking forward to that one. And I'll be filling in for Jim Brown on the call tonight. That situation, we're hoping to get Jim back as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Jim is awesome on the air with Chris. So we're looking forward to getting him back as soon as possible. Make sure you tune in tonight again, 101.5 Hank FM, 1410 ESPN Radio. Text Raiders to 518-1410 if you want tickets, and we'll give out a lot of tickets that were given to us to you. Once we run out, we run out. But send us a text, 518-1410. Text Raiders, and we'll send you a pair of tickets. If you need 4, only ask for 4 if you desperately need 4. I don't want to give you 4 and only have 2 people sitting in the seats, but we'll be glad to help you out, and we'll give tickets away until we run out. So keep that in mind.
Did Coach Nagy drop any gems last night at the coaches show?
No, what was the one that caught your attention at the coaches show last week? Like you were kind of not caught off guard. Not a bad thing, by the way.
No, definitely not a bad thing.
Speak. He tells you exactly what's on his mind, and not in a bad way.
He was just talking about the fact that he didn't care about what they did 2 years ago when they made the tournament, because basically that team isn't this team, and not caring that all right, well, Tanner, you're back. You're not going to pick up where you left off from last time. That's not going to be your role this year, and things of that nature. Very blunt coach was on the last coaches show.
Yesterday, so Trey Calvin dropped 34 points last week against Western Kentucky. And every time he drops 30, they usually lose. Now, it's not because he's a ball hog and all that. That's a result of no one else is being able to hit shots. So he's the only one that's able to take over a game late. But that usually means if he's having to take over a game late, no one else is kind of helping on the scoring side, which means they're not getting a full team effort, which means, it usually results in a not so good result. But he said, he mentioned Detroit. So you talk about a nugget from last night. He mentioned the fact that he didn't want to beat Detroit. Last year, Detroit had Antoine Davis. Antoine Davis did he end up no, he just missed the all-time scoring record by 4 points or something.
Yeah.
Ooh, but yeah. So Antoine Davis led the league in scoring. And of course, that's all anyone talked about, but they didn't win the league. They didn't even make a postseason tournament at all. So he goes, he don't want to have the conference's leading scorer at the result of being a good enough team to win it all. So that's what he dropped last night. But just to be clear, those are never shots at Trey Calvin. Trey Calvin does that because he has to, because no one else is scoring right now at the level of which they need to. But again, text Raiders 518-1410 if you're interested in tickets. We'll get you hooked up for the matchup tonight against Miami of Ohio. Later on, we're going to go bowling coming up here in just a little bit. We'll take a look at some of these non-conference. We'll take a look at some of these bowl game matchups. Big Ten bowl games officially kick off coming up this weekend. So earlier in cap or no cap, Kev, the Steelers quarterback in 2024 will be a rookie. You said cap. You still think it's going to be Kenny Pickett. David Shaw says no cap. J.J. McCarthy will be the Steelers starting quarterback.
Wouldn't you like that?
He's been drinking some of that haze and blue,
If it's any quarterback not named Kenny Pickett, if it's going to be a rookie, I hope it's Jaden Daniels. And we have a new offensive coordinator. Maybe, I don't know, Eric Bieniemy. He'll be available. Maybe everybody on the commander staff will get fired, and we do what we should have did last year and hire Eric Bieniemy, and we draft Jaden Daniels, and we roll out there with a whole new offensive scheme. That's my wish list, at least.
I think the last Heisman, the LSU Heisman winner, did pretty good for himself in the AFC North.
Yeah.
I'm not pulling for that, by the way. Just like I didn't pull and support it the last time. So this is a response to Ann Anderson. First of all, Ann, Merry Christmas. Ann says, I am always grateful when my grandkids open up their gifts and we actually get something right. We never know from one year to the next what's in. Merry Christmas to my favorite local yokels. She called us, in a very prosperous new year. You too.
Thank you. Same to you.
So guys, help us out with this. So what you put something out on the ESPN Dayton Facebook page today.
Yeah.
And it made people think.
Yeah. So I saw this floating around on Twitter. So push the red button to get $1 million instantly, or push the green button for a 50-50 chance at $50 million. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to take the sure thing. Yes, $1 million isn't $50 million, but it's instantly, you're guaranteed to get it. So they just kind of got my wheels turning about, other things that people do during the holiday season. We were talking about things that happen on the Today Show where, randomly some billionaire just goes to a bank and decides to pay off X amount of people's mortgages and things like that. And me and the wife talking about, how come that can't happen to us? How come we can't ever win the lottery? I was reading about this one guy in New York. He won the $10 million lottery twice in 1 year. Like, who has this type of luck?
Yeah, my luck is getting struck by lightning.
So what would you do? What would you do in that case with the $1 million guaranteed or a 50-50 chance at $50 million?
So I can't tell you the nickname that my friends call me when I'm when I'm sports betting, but you'll be able to put it together. I'm one of those where, so if I place a bet and then it gives you the opportunity to cash out, okay, C for cash, O for out, and then my last name is Kinner. So they call me Cash Out Kinner, but they call me, I cash out every time. If I have a bet to win, let's say I bet 5 to win 25, but I can cash out at 15, I will cash out and take the guaranteed 15 every single time. Because, technically you say, well, you only bet 5, so you're only out 5. Well, no, if at that moment they are offering you $15, they are giving you $10.
Right.
You have not just turned down $5, you've turned down $10, you've turned down $15 to try to win just 10 more additional dollars. It's not about the total that you'd come away with. It's about the total you can come away with right now. So I cash out every time. So they make fun of me, Cash Out Kinner, but they call me something else. They just use the abbreviations to do it. So with that, I would for show take the $1 million up front at the expense of potentially winning. You said 55 million?
50 million.
50 million. I'm here to tell you, we all listen to the show, most of us. Now, some of you, highfalutin people out there make some very, very good money. But I'm here to tell you, there is a big difference between 50 million and 1 million. But when you make as little as I do, 1 million, holy crap, dude, give me the guaranteed million. And then what you do is you got to be smart. You take some of that money, you invest, and then you just keep making money off that. Yeah. So I'll take the $1 million up front. And plus, I don't have any good luck. If I didn't have bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. So to me, I'm going to take the $1 million up front.
Absolutely. You definitely take the $1 million up front and live your life and enjoy the rest of your life. Because if you play your cards right with that $1 million, you'll be A-okay. And don't think about the $49 million you possibly could have won out there. Just take the $1 million and run with it. And then you brought up another great point about when you go through the drive-through, and if somebody pays for your meal, what do you do for the people behind you?
Let's get ethical.
Has that ever happened to you, first of all?
No, it has not. However, I've always wondered that there's a lot of pressure, right? I've been in a car with someone that's happened to, and there's that like little weird pause, like, well, hold up. How much is their bill behind you? Because, and I think people pay attention too. If I look in my rearview mirror and I just see one person, I'm like, oh, okay, there's getting one value meal. They're getting one drink or whatever. Okay, but you got to be careful. If you see a middle-aged mom in the car by herself behind you, I don't know why she has to be middle-aged. Let's just say, no, a van. If there is a woman in a van behind you and she's by herself and she is, and now you and the person in front of you has paid for your food and you need to return the favor, that mom has probably left those annoying kids at home with that poor dad while she is out trying to, get dinner for everyone. So you got to be careful. If I look in the rearview mirror and I see a van behind me, I'm not returning the favor. I'm just not. I'm not here to buy your whole
10 Happy Meals.
But that the guy in front of me bought me my coffee. I'm not going to buy you an entire $50 dinner. So I'm just not going to do that. But no, that's always tough. You should, but we're on the radio, so I got to make myself sound like a good person. But I ain't going to do it. I'm probably not going to do it.
So I've been in that situation. People have paid for my meals, and I've paid for other people's meals, and I have also said thank you and kept it moving. So I've been on both sides. I've skipped on the people behind me, and I've paid for the people behind me. But the crazy thing, especially about McDonald's or just fast food in general, I remember back in the day when fast food used to be kind of like cheap
and fast.
Yeah, it's definitely not cheap anymore. Like, I can't remember the last time I went to McDonald's, but it was on the late night, of course. Got like a 10-piece nugget meal. It was like $10. I was like, when did that happen? When did it jump from like $6.50 to $10 for a 10-piece meal? So yeah, I don't know what I would do in that situation nowadays, but it's a lot of money in fast food.
Well, it's like back in the day, you'd be really hammered at Wright State, and you'd want to call Cousin Vinny's for the Big Ten.
Yeah.
The Big Ten used to be the actual Big Ten. Now, to be fair, I mean, they kind of act like it is the Big Ten. I mean, how many teams are in the Big Ten conference? I mean, it has nothing to do with the number 10. So, but yeah, the Big Ten, I mean, you want to talk about inflation. I mean, you could blame the head guy in office right now, but the Big Ten was the inflation hit that thing regardless of who was in office. I mean, my goodness. But yeah, Little Caesars, you can't go get the $5 pizza anymore. And I'm not burying any of these companies, by the way, because my gosh, I'm sitting here, we're having an innocent conversation. Next thing you know, they're burying us on, blah, blah, blah. But no, nonetheless. But no, to be fair, yes, if someone did that for me, I would return the favor. But also, you got to pay attention. You can't pay for an entire family's worth of food behind you, but and let's not act like the person in front of you didn't prospect me first and say, oh, it's just one guy. He's probably just getting one meal or one drink. So, yeah, being realistic.
Yeah, because what if you are by yourself and you're getting a number 5 and then you say, all right, man, that was so nice of the person in front of me. Let me pay for those people behind you. And they get 3 number 5s. You just pay for 3 number 5s when you really were only going to pay for 1.
Mm-hmm.
So you spent more money. Dangerous game. Dangerous game.
It's very dangerous as far as that's concerned. So what was the green button again? Shaw said he'd hit the green button.
50 million, a chance, a 50-50 chance at $50 million.
I would just take the million up front. What did you say you would do again?
Definitely taking $1 million up front.
Yeah, just take the million, invest some of it, do what you got to do. I mean, it's not, $1 million, you could do a lot with $1 million.
Yeah, or do what most Americans do, waste it.
Yeah. But notice I said invest, invest some of it. Chad Kinster says, I don't have neither, so I'm taking the 50-50. At worst, I go back to work the next day. So there you go. That's oh wait. So he goes, he's taking the 50-50. Oh man.
No way.
But Chad must make some good dough.
No way.
But he must make some good coin. I'm just saying, if he's confident, I could just continue making good money. You don't work in radio, my friend.
There is absolutely no way that I would take that chance.
So Chad says White Castle still kind of cheap, Kev. That's the late night go-to. After
Onion
drinking.
burgers.
I don't think I've had White Castle. Maybe I have, maybe forever ago. I don't remember. What is your number one drunk food, by the
way? Pizza, any type of pizza. Anybody who's got them by the slice.
Taco Bell, man.
Oh no. Shouts out to our people at Taco Bell, but no.
No, what's wrong with the LTB?
Making my stomach bubble right now.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, you just got to deal with that. You just got to deal with that.
Deal with it.
The Taco Bell, man, that's where it's at. And
refried beans.
Here's the deal. If I remember when I was getting married, everyone said, "What's the one thing you want at your wedding?" And Nora's like, "Oh, my grandma," and Nora's all this sentimental stuff, and I'm like, "I want a fountain of Taco Bell's nacho cheese sauce. That's exactly what I want." I'm like, "Oh, we were giving realistic answers. My bad, but kind of not. That's realistic." The Taco Bell nacho cheese sauce. There's nothing in life that is better than the Taco Bell nacho cheese sauce.
It's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Ron Howard. Oh, Ron Howard and David Shaw coming in. So David Shaw said the awful waffle, and Ron Howard said Waffle House. So there's that. Waffle House, I would go to Waffle House. Waffle House open 24/7, but not a whole lot of good things happen at Waffle House late at night,
especially after the club.
Yep,
2:00, 2:30 in the morning at Waffle House. You better be placing the to-go order.
I always know if you're in a questionable part of town, it's usually like a Dollar General and a Waffle House. Maybe like a Boost Mobile. Usually if you're like, that's how I'm just saying, that's how just beware your surroundings. Waffle House, Boost Mobile. What was the other one? Dollar General. Although Dollar Generals are popping up everywhere.
The Holy Trinity.
That thing spread quicker than COVID did. I mean, there's no, flattening the curve with the Dollar Generals.
Oh man, that's funny.
Can you guys tell it's our Friday?
Oh man, that's funny.
I'm either off for the rest of the year or suspended for the rest of the year. I have no clue, but I'll figure this out together. Yeah. All right. So Kidder and Kev show here on 1410 ESPN. Do you have anything sports related that we could touch on when we get back?
Sure. I can think of something.
All right, cool.
We can talk about Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football. Wait, who played last night?
Philly and the Seahawks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the Seahawks. That's right. Right.
JSN.
The Eagles.
What a nasty catch. What a nasty
We've
game.
seen that catch before.
Yes,
I acted like I didn't watch. I watched the catch because it took me right back to that Rose Bowl game.
Yeah, man.
That behind the shoulder, looking behind. I mean, unbelievable. Nice throw, too.
Oh, dime.
But wild finish to that one last night. And the playoff pictures. By the way, I had a buddy of mine. Shout out to Nate Wolf. He sent me this just a few moments ago. But I'm just hoping that the Browns make the playoffs. That's all I really care about. But the path to the 1 seed is still very realistic. There are three realistic scenarios that would lead to the Browns getting the 1 seed with my guy, Joe Burr, Joe Flacco, baby, the real Joe Burr. Can you imagine if Kev, I'm telling you, it'll be the funniest thing in the world. If Joe Flacco leads the Browns to a Super Bowl and does something that the Bengals Joe couldn't do, I would be in heaven. Oh my gosh, you think I was insufferable in 2023? Just wait for 2024. We don't even get to do the New Year's resolutions or anything like that stuff because, we're bailing out before Christmas. But you know what? Sacrifice. Kenner and Cap, 1410 ESPN Radio. We'll be right back.
It's the Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash.
Justin, you're awesome, baby.
Right here on 1410 ESPN Radio.
This holiday season, visit Boot Barn for top quality gifts that pay tribute to the lasting heritage of the West. From handcrafted cowboy boots and American-made felt hats to hand-stitched leather jackets, our in-store experts will help guide you as you shop, assisting with boot fitting and providing complimentary hat shaping. This holiday, share a piece of the American spirit. Boot Barn. Unwrap the West.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides 24/7 compassionate support and connection to trained counselors. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. The Lifeline works. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, just call, text, or chat 988.
Freaking chicken chunks, freaking chicken chunks, freaking chicken chunks, freaking chicken chunks.
When there's no time to make food for your holiday party, carry out 4 pounds of freaking chicken chunks for only $34.99. Give the gift that always fits a $25 Frickers gift card and get 5 freaking bonus bucks free. Let them get what they really want.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
This year for Christmas stocking stuffers, shop at Discount Drug Mart. They have a great selection of little toys and all the candy. And pick up some Christmas ale. Drug Mart is open Christmas Day until 6 p.m. for all your last-minute needs.
All right, everybody, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. There's the Kinner and Kev Show here on Dayton's ESPN radio station, 1410 Wing AM. 518-1410, 518-1410. That's the number to call and jump in on the conversation. Again, we welcome you back, Kinner and Kev. All right, so the path to the 1 seed for the Cleveland Browns. I had a buddy send this to me. By the way, Joe Flacco, Joe Burr. I was just named the AFC Player of the Week, by the way. Go Joe.
Really?
The best Joe in the NFL. Right there.
Over James Cook?
Yep.
Wow.
So, Joe, oh, no, I'm sorry. He needs your votes there. Damn it. Damn it. My bad, guys. I jumped the gun. I got so excited about my guy, Joe Burr. 374 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. 200 of those came in that damn fourth quarter. He's still my player of the week. That's my quarterback. Joe Burr, baby. Joe Burr. But how about this?
I know you. Let me tell you. So the reason I brought up James Cook was he went for like a buck $60 or something like that. And in the post game, they gave the game ball to Josh Allen, and Josh Allen threw for less yards than James Cook ran for. As it shows you, like, we're so quarterback driven in this league. It's like, even though the running back just caught the ball, ran the ball, we're gonna give it to the quarterback instead.
Well, yeah, someone had to hand it off to him. It's all about the QB, baby. How about this? Nope, I can't read that one. Okay, so earlier Kev threw out the philosophical question that if someone pays for your order, if you're in a drive-thru and someone pays for your order, do you return the favor and pay for the car behind you? And of course, I let people know how horrible of a human being I am, and then that led to the conversation. But Ro is a great guy. Ro says if someone pays for me, I would do the same. And don't matter if I pay more, for it's all forgiving this time of year.
As it should be.
'Tis the season. Now, like I said, I of course will return the favor. You got to be select. You can't just go in there blindly, just paying for a family of 10 behind you. What if it's a big old Catholic family behind you? Seriously, like that's not. I mean, God might give you a pass for that one. Like, come on, God, I mean, you're responsible for that behind it. You gonna make me pay for that whole thing? That's less money in the plate for you, then, God. I'm just saying. I mean, when I get this, I only have so much money. I work in radio, and he knows this. Him and I are, we're on the same page as far as that's concerned. But Ro, appreciate Ro. Ro, very giving with his time and money and efforts. By the way, I know for our food drive, the last couple of years, he has made sure to stop out like Sean, a lot of people.
Yep.
As far as that's concerned. So yes, Ro, I've seen you in action. So shout out to Ro as far as that's concerned. The Browns, the path to the 1 seed. They have Houston, the Jets, and the Bengals left. They would need to go 3-0.
Right.
They're at 9 wins right now. The Ravens have the Niners, the Dolphins, and Pittsburgh remaining. So the Browns would have to go 3-0, which is very doable. Not easy because Houston's going to be a test this week, but it's doable. They need to go 3-0 against the Houston Texans, Jets, and Bengals. The Ravens have the 49ers, the Dolphins, and Pittsburgh left. The Ravens would have to go 1-2. Not likely, but it's not super unlikely either. I mean, look, the Ravens, they're just quietly doing their thing, but I mean, playing San Francisco and Miami while they're positioning themselves and their seedings as well is tough. The Dolphins would have to go 1-2, and I think that's realistic as well because they have Dallas, Baltimore, and Buffalo remaining as far as that's concerned. And then the Chiefs would need to go 2-1, and they have the Bengals, the Chargers, and the Raiders remaining. So not guaranteed, but look, I don't care. Just get in the playoffs. Look, we're Browns fans. Beggars can't be choosers, right? Like, Let's just be realistic. Just get to the dang playoffs nonetheless. Chad Kinster says, Kenner, are you nonchalantly asking for a raise? Kev, do I nonchalantly do anything?
Not at all.
No. There's a reason.
Not at all.
My boss is a guy that when he first started, the door always used to be open. I wonder why it's closed all the time. He used to have an open door policy. I don't think that's the case. I think it's a knock and wait to see if I respond policy as far as that's concerned. But nonetheless, Ron Howard says Mayfield made history in Green Bay with the best quarterback rating in Lambeau history.
Wow.
Interesting. Not bad, not bad.
Hayfield.
Let's go to Riverside Rick. Riverside Rick, he called in during the break and said he had an idea for an adjustment to the college football playoffs next year. Riverside Rick, what you got for us? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Hey, Justin. Hey, Kev.
Hey.
Now, listen, hear me out. I think the college season should end the last Saturday in November. Then 2 weeks later, you have your first round of the playoff games, which the first 4 teams get a bye, the next team playoff. Instead of having them playing at their home sites, I think they ought to put them in bowl games like the Alamo, the Sun, the Peach, and the Music City. The next week, when you have your next 4 rounds of games, do bowl games again, like the Gator, the Cotton, the Orange, and the Fiesta. Then the New Year's Day, you have the semifinals, like saying the Rose and the Sugar. And the second Monday, you have the championship. Second Monday in January, you have the championship. I think those bowl game sites would much rather have a playoff game than a 6-6 Ohio team playing a 7-5 Virginia team.
No, and all the playoff games next year, they will be bowl games. They will have assigned bowl games to them. And I definitely know what you're saying. But if you're saying to end the season the first week in November, I mean, are you starting the season earlier then? Are you cutting regular season games?
No, the last Saturday in November. Like the Buckeyes always play the last Saturday. Just make sure the conference championships are done the last Saturday so they could do all these playoffs, in a row in December, like the second week, the third week, and then, New Year's Day. And the first round games, they're supposed to be like, I thought, at the sites of the higher seeded college teams. So I didn't think that would be a bowl game. I just thought that'd be like, playing at Penn State or playing at Ohio State, It's not going to be considered a bowl game, you know.
Oh, no. Look, no doubt. Bottom line, there's been so many different playoff scenarios thrown out there, or just different, adaptations. Bottom line is, I don't like the expansion of the playoff because like the regular season takes a hit. At the end of the day, I don't know about, and it sounds like Riverside Rick, you like the bowl game, like the actual like bowl games themselves, like the branding of it and everything like that. To me, like I didn't even realize that Alabama and Michigan were playing in the Rose Bowl. Like to me, I'm looking at the matchup. I'm not paying attention to where they play. Now the Rose Bowl does add a little kind of cool little vibe to it. But I for me personally, I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't care about what bowl game these teams are playing in. I just care about the matchups more than anything else. I know that Rick, we just had someone, Steve Stetler said, have the bowl games lost their luster? No doubt about it. I think they're going to lose it even more next year, because if we're saying only these 2 games matter, 3 games matter, well, now we're going to add more games that matter, but that's going to make the other ones even more obsolete, if you will. So we'll see.
Well, I think that's what would make the bowl games more interesting, because if you see now these sites hardly have any fans in the stands. You know, the 2 teams, bring a few thousand, and the rest of the place is empty. But if you're having a playoff game at the Alamo Bowl, it's going to be full, or the Sun Bowl and the Peach Bowl and the Music City. I would think all those sites would drool over having a playoff game than having a couple of 5th place and 6th place teams out of the, other conferences playing there. Then they don't draw.
No, and Rick, thank you, man. Merry Christmas. Appreciate your call on that. One thing I will say about that, we see everyone bid on everything. Like, I still think we'll get to a point eventually where the AFC and NFC championship games will be bid on just like the Super Bowl is bid on.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell that the NFL is tinkering with that idea, because they tried to do that last year with one of the scenarios. Depending on the win-loss scenarios, there would have been a neutral site game last year. Of course, Bengals fans super unhappy with that potential scenario. It ended up not happening anyways. But imagine if it did get to that point where get rid of the bowl sites and now you just have cities bidding on certain rounds of the playoff or whatever. That would be kind of interesting. But whatever. It doesn't matter. Like I said, I don't think it matters where these teams play. The matchups are bigger to me. People make such a big deal about the bowl games and what's going to happen to the Citrus Bowl. What's going to happen this? If you are into that thing, that's great. Like for you, but like for me, I'm not. I just care about the matchup. Like I said, Michigan and Alabama, that's a hell of a matchup. I just realized looking at the stuff earlier that they're playing in the Rose Bowl, I just don't care where they play it. It's just going to be a hell of a matchup no matter what. Real Tide.
Yeah, this is, for people that like love college football, like be prepared to have your fandom tested to the max, because this is NFL light. It's been NFL light before, but like it is headed to that situation now. Like we talk about like, look at how many teams in the AFC have a winning record. If the playoffs would have started today, there would be a log jam for that last spot. That's how it's going to be in college football. So like the days of like teams like, I don't know, like when Florida State went on that 29 game winning streak, LSU was potentially going for a 3-peat. You're not going to see that. It's going to be a whole bunch of teams out there that's, 10-2, 9-3 in contention to play for the championship. And like those days are like, oh man, potentially this is the greatest team of all time. Like that talk is not going to happen anymore. And it's not just because the college football is going to be expanded. It's going to be more losses and stuff like that. It's going to be because of the transfer portal, because, guys are going to be bouncing around. And we're going to see teams just win the championship out of nowhere because they had the greatest transfer class of all time, and then just go back down to the depths of never heard from field. So like, this is just the new age of college football.
It's fun. It's fun. How about this? Steve Stetler says, I give a $150 tip for a meal every Christmas to a server.
Nice.
Love to see the look on their face. You should start that tradition, Kenner. You know what? I will. As soon as I get a server job, I'll let you know where I'm at. And then that'll be the tradition every year. You just come give me that $150 tip as far as that. No, but that is really cool. By the way, I just like making jokes and have a little fun. I'm not that uncaring of an individual. I give a lot of my time back. And bottom line is, a lot of good people out there, and a lot of people do the right thing. And I every once in a while do. So, some do it just more than me than others, is what it is. But we head into hour 2. We head into the next part of the show. We got a lot to get into. Ohio State, Michigan. We know that a loss for either of these teams lot of repercussions there if either team loses in this upcoming bowl game, right? Like we know that could be, very costly for either team. But which team needs to win more? I know Ohio State's not playing in as meaningful of a game as what Michigan is, but losses have repercussions. Which team desperately needs a win more? We'll get into that. We're going to go bowling, though, when we come back. We're going to go bowling. When we come back, we're going to take a look at some of the top bowl games for the Big Ten, because Big Ten bowl games officially kick off this coming up weekend. So we have that coming up for you guys here around the corner. So that's what's coming up. Also, we have Wright State basketball later on tonight, 7 o'clock to tip off. Wright State, Miami of Ohio, 6:45 coverage begins right here on 1410 ESPN radio. Let's see. Chad Kinster says, to be honest, there are way too many meaningless bowl games in college. The new playoff platform will hopefully get rid of something like a Duracell battery bowl. Actually, if Duracell battery going to keep paying for a bowl game, they're going to keep getting a bowl game.
Absolutely. We're going to start our own bowl game.
You surprised there's no teams under 500 this year for the bowl games?
I thought Minnesota was.
Are they? That's 6-6, I thought.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong. Hold on. Let me take a look because we're going to highlight this coming up in a bit. The reason I asked is if you have a chance to pick a team under – oh, no, you're right, 5-7. Well, if that's the case, why would you pick boring Minnesota? I would have taken Colorado.
They didn't meet the threshold.
What's the threshold? I thought
5. You have to be 6 wins to be bowl eligible, and then if there are not enough bowl eligible teams, you have to meet 5 wins.
That's a lot of I don't know. It's a weird policy. I mean, there's a lot of rules to pick the best bad teams possible. Colorado, primetime, baby.
Oh.
He ain't hard to find. He's a little hard to find. You see that he said he wished he had a little bit more privacy.
Playing for clicks.
He went from I ain't hard to find. I wish I was a little bit more hard to find very quickly. Nonetheless. All right. It's Kinner and Kev Show, 1410 ESPN Radio. We'll be right back.
Coming to you live from the Superbook Sports Studios in Kettering. You're listening to Dayton's ESPN Radio, 1410 Wing AM. ESPN 1410.